In this video, I'm going to talk about how to communicate effectively or how to persuade people. Many people have this misconception that sales is just for people into sales or people into marketing, and they feel like sales is not for me. I'm just a computer science engineer, or I'm a design student, or I'm an artist, so I won't require any sales skills within me. And that's the biggest reasons why many people who are very skilled at what they do can't move up the corporate ladder or can't move up in their career because they don't know how to communicate effectively and how to sell themselves. So if you're really interested, continue watching this video. The first point is asking more questions. So why should I ask more questions? Because when you ask questions, you let the other person to talk to you and you have full control over the conversation. So when you have full control in any conversation, you can direct where the conversation goes and you can get what you want. Another thing to keep in mind while asking questions is when the other person asks you a question, you still need to give an answer and end your answer with a question so you regain control of the conversation. Questioning is a very powerful tool, and if you master it, you can control any conversation you have. Second point is pain and pleasure. So what do I mean by pain and pleasure? Pleasure is the good things that will happen to them or the benefits they will get if they use your product or service. And pain is the bad things that will happen to them or the disadvantages of them not using your product. So how do you use pain and pleasure effectively in a conversation? Let's say you're trying to sell a health insurance to someone. So when you talk about your health insurance, highlight the pleasures first. So what do I mean by pleasures? For example, you could say that by taking this health insurance, these are the benefits you will get. You don't have to worry about money being spent in the hospital again, your future is secure, and you can live a stress-free life. And when it comes to the pain, that's when you can really influence someone into making a powerful decision. So when you're talking about the pain of your health insurance, you can tell what will happen to them if they don't take the health insurance. They could end up in a lot of debt, they could end up in a lot of hospital bills, their future is not secure, and with everything that's going on right now, their future is uncertain. Anything could happen to them at any point of time and they could not be prepared for it. So these are the ways in which you can persuade people into buying your ideas. Another small tip in pain and pleasure is pain is more powerful than pleasure, because pleasure is an emotion which you cannot control. Pleasure is a very vague emotion. People get excited, people get happy, but again they come back to reality. But pain is an emotion which sets on to people for a longer time, and you can use this emotion to your advantage. The third point is don't be afraid of rejections, because the worst that can happen to you is they'll tell, hey, I'm not interested. The worst that can happen to you is a big no. That's all. If you take an example of swimming, how do you learn swimming? You can't learn swimming reading it off a book or watching a YouTube video. You learn swimming by getting into the water. And similarly in sales, you have to get out and talk to people. You can't learn sales by just reading about sales. You have to get on the battlefield and fight. That's when you'll be able to master and shape your skill. The fourth point is sell benefits and not features. The MP3 players came out in the early 2000s. That's where all the big brands like Sony, Microsoft were coming out with MP3 players because that was getting popular during that time period. And when all the other companies advertised their MP3 player, they were talking about how much storage it has, what kind of LCD it has, what is the aux cable configuration, blah 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 blah. And the problem with that is, as a common man, I don't know what 500 MB means, I don't know what 1 GB means, I don't know what an aux cable means. And everything that these companies were trying to sell are the features of this product. And as a common man, I cannot understand the features, or I don't care about the features. All I care about is how will this product benefit me. And one company which sold the benefit were Apple computers. So back in the early 2000s, the way Apple marketed their iPod was, they took out billboards in a lot of cities in the US. So they had a photo of the iPod on one side, and on the other side, they had a line which said 1,000 songs in your pocket. Simple as that. So this was selling the benefits and not the features, They never talked about the configuration of the iPod or how many GB storage it has, nothing. They just spoke about how this iPod will benefit you if you buy it from them. Simple as that. That's what people want. At the end of the day, I want to know if I associate with you, or if I buy a service, or if I buy a product, how will I benefit? Simple as that. You don't have to complicate or use fancy words in when you're trying to negotiate or when you're trying to persuade people. If you make them understand your benefits, you already got them. Another small announcement before I end this video is I'm going to start a 5 a.m. club. So these are only for people who are really serious about changing their life around. So what happened in this 5 a.m. club is that we have a Zoom call every day from 4:55 a.m. to 5:05 a.m. in which we all get up at 4:45 a.m. and we hear a few words of motivation, and then at 5:05 a.m. we have a kickstart to our day and we go and achieve our goals and dreams. So if you're interested, you can text me on WhatsApp. My number's in the description and I will add you to the group. Once again, thanks for watching. I'll be back with a new video very soon.